excited are you to have a World Cup in your hometown?
Pretty excited, yeah. We haven't had one here in a while, and it's where I train every day. So I think it should be the most fun World Cup of the year, for me at least.
Are you staying at home or are you staying at a hotel?
I'm staying at the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know when the last World Cup here in Milwaukee was?
I think it was 2005, right? Yeah. Yeah,
How
long
old were you
time.
then?
One.
Yeah, one. 18
Yeah, I couldn't
months.
even watch it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't remember anything?
Nope.
Probably not. But yeah, I mean, you've spent so much of your life these last several years in this place. I mean, do you kind of remember the first time you ever went into it, what it was like? And
Yeah, I remember coming in, doing the learn to speed skate. That was an interesting feeling. Didn't really know what I was getting into down the road. Obviously, I knew I wanted to be like a speed skater, but I didn't think it would, be the right then that I would be coming here every day. So
did the place was it kind of enormous for you? I mean, at that time, did it?
yeah, it seemed big. Yeah.
2019, we had the Four Continents Championships
Mhm.
here. Did you attend? Did you see anything about it?
Yeah, I attended. Yeah, it was cool to watch. Some really fast skaters. That was when we had some. I think that was when the ice started getting really good, and the track record I think was 34.6, and I thought that was like on a super hard time to beat. And then it wasn't too long until I was able to beat that myself. So
So how old were you in 2019? You were like 16?
something like that. Yeah, 15.
So you were just like a kid watching the races,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
a couple of years later, you raced yourself and you beat those
Exactly.
times.
Yeah. Mhm.
How did that feel?
Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised because I was going into the Olympic year, and I had a really fast time. So I thought, well, it could be, something good at the Olympics. But
And the ice here has only
Mhm.
become faster ever since, hasn't it?
yeah, it has been. I think Paul's been perfecting it, and I've gotten used to it, so it helps me go faster. So,
Can you compare it to the high altitude tracks like Calgary and Salt Lake?
yeah, you can compare it. It's not going to be as fast as like Salt Lake. I would say it's more similar speed to like an Inzo, maybe a little faster if you're doing 500 meter. It just depends on ice conditions. There's a lot more grip versus Inzo. It's a little bit more breaky. So,
I see. And
Mhm.
the track layout is also different than Calgary, for example, isn't it?
yeah, the turns are much tighter in Calgary. So if you're starting inner, it's hard to get through the inner turns
Yeah.
without hitting the blocks at least, because then you get a disqualification. So, but here it's a bit wider and there's more room to drift out or accelerate.
Does it help, especially in the short distances, I guess?
I think so for sure. Yeah.
Jared North about a year out, and that's when the general public starts paying attention to Olympic sports. Octa got announced today that you signed with them. Are you ready for all of that part of this?
Sure. Yeah. I think I can handle it. Yeah. If I can handle the training and the skating, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to do. Obviously media stuff, but yeah, I think it'll be fun. Hopefully, I can get some good sponsors going into the Olympics. Hopefully, I don't disappoint them, which I don't think I will. I think I should be in pretty good shape, and if I keep the lead I've had over the past couple of years, I'll be doing well. So.
Do you think about the impact that this could have on kids watching that? If you
Mhm.
do well in Milan, that
Yeah.
you could have a whole bunch of people like, I want to be like you.
Yeah, exactly. I think it could have a huge impact. Even here, having this World Cup, like I hear people talking about it when we were flying on the airplane. There's people talking about the World Cup. So having more exposure here is just going to be huge. And going to Milan, if I can win a couple medals there, then people have the idea that I'm training here. Then I think that would get more kids involved, which we really need here in the U.S.
What's it like when you go? Bob was talking about like when you go in the Netherlands, you can't walk around without anybody knowing
Mhm.
who you are. And he said you can go to the grocery store here and people don't realize who you are.
Yeah.
Is that weird to have it be such extremes?
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, here it's normal because usually you're not going to be recognized. There, when it gets a little weird when people keep looking at you when you walk by, so or asking for an autograph or pictures, or yeah. I think I went there to get my hair cut one day from the barber, and she knew who I was, so that was interesting too. Got out of a speeding ticket, parking ticket. Yeah, parking ticket.
How does that work?
Well, he just saw the Zandlander name, and then he asked if I was Jordan. I said yes. And I decided not to write a ticket. So.
And what city was that in?
That was in Amsterdam, going to the airport. So
Just tear it up.
tear it up.
The ticket. Or just
Oh,
never read it.
he just didn't even write it. He had it. He's like, oh, you can't be here. And then they saw it was the Zandlander van. Didn't write anything. So.
How does it feel? Are you hearing about the sellout crowds?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big deal. And I think it's 1,500 people, something like that. So hopefully we get a lot in here. It's always more fun to have a lot more people in here cheering for you than it is an empty rink. Like that's one of the nice things about TL and other places when people are really appreciative of what you're doing. So
What is it like when you finally get a world record?
what is it like?
It's like, yeah, what is that? I mean,
I guess there's a feeling of accomplishment, like you've skated the fastest time and nobody else has, so it's like where do you go from there? But I think you should always try and make it faster, I guess. So yeah. But it's a good feeling obviously to know that you're the fastest in individual distance that there's ever been. So yeah.
How about nerves, Jordan? Are you ever nervous when you get to the line? Because you seem so composed, like you just so relaxed every time you skate.
Yeah, I'll be nervous sometimes, especially like when Debut did the 106.05. I was of course nervous before that, but I think I'm pretty good at controlling, the race, even if I'm nervous. Like usually when I'm nervous, and other people, they can make mistakes too, or I used to, but I think I've gotten used to that feeling of being in control even when you're nervous and just using it almost to your advantage to skate faster. So
how do you do that?
I think just with many races, yeah, because usually.
Sorry. No,
Oh.
just go ahead.
Usually, like in the beginning of the season, you're really nervous because the first race is back. Then near the end, it's just like clockwork. So,
You've got about 1
So
minute.
now being at home, is that more pressure, and also having that streak that you're on?
I think the streak is more pressure,
Okay.
but I shouldn't care about that because the only thing that matters is the World Championships. But for this one, I think it does matter for the streak because I'd like to win on my home ice. So I guess there's a little bit of pressure in that, but I'm also comfortable on this track, so I think I can do well.
How much deeper do you think about the streak? Like this week aside, do you think about it?
Like not too much. I just know the record's 23, so if I get that, that'll be great. But if I don't, it's got to be the second best, So yeah.